back to the pod, The Road to Making Back, episode 12. TRTMB, episode 12, Luca. How you going, man?
Feeling unbelievable. We made it. We're more than halfway.
Unbelievable.
It's a beautiful spring, warm spring day today. It's couldn't ask for a better opportunity to share the stage with you, Diggity Shernan, as everyone knows you.
Always a pleasure, Luca. Always a pleasure. And I'm glad the sun's shining in Melbourne, and that was it cold, or was it just the sun's out, but it's probably cold as well, right?
The sun was out. It's now almost midnight. We started this at 9:30, and 3 hours later we are ready to start recording.
Yeah. Oh, 2.5. Yeah, that seems to be our standard setup time. 2.5 hours.
At the moment. If we can get it down to 1 hour, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. Well, we're trying video recording today, so when you introduce something else, there's going to be problems, right? So, yeah. So hey, man, you mentioned on the first try something about Hormozy meetup?
Yes. So went to Alex Hormozy's party, which he invited everyone to. There was a lot of people. Happy I went. I did fall asleep. I'm not young anymore, so
Fell asleep on a couch or something? Or?
I did fall asleep on the couch, and I woke up with this hat. So nice score from the party. Also got finally the books. They're in.
Nice.
So,
but didn't you get the hat with the books? No.
Yeah.
I see what's going on here.
But I was at the party. And
so there was one.
Yeah, there was a party. It was a party.
Nice.
It was everyone from around the world was there. They were all jumping in, and there wasn't even enough room for everyone at the party. There was lots of gate crashes, and they crashed the party and crashed the internet. So I'd say that was a success for Alex and Layla and team.
Talking about the online party.
That's it.
I thought you were actually talking about a physical party.
Nah. But it's look. There may have been a physical party. Sometimes my sarcasm is just, even with video, it's hard to tell. But yes, so thank you to Alex for hosting a fantastic party. The punch was amazing. I did request non-alcoholic punch, and he did deliver. So couldn't ask for more. And
came home with the goods, didn't he?
Came home with the goods. I had to watch, like I said, the recording because I fell asleep halfway through.
So you have watched it all now?
I've watched it all. Yeah.
Nice. It was emotional, man. It was a big thing.
It was a roller coaster.
People were crying because they got free courses, and free courses are sick. I didn't shed any tears myself, but people were shedding tears, man. It was it got emotional there.
Beautiful moment. So go to a party, go to a Hormozy party, and you might win a hat. You might walk away with some books. I think I'm unofficially an employee. Apparently, only employees get these hats, Shernan. So
that's right.
Hopefully, I'll be at the next Christmas party as well. But yeah, if there's any listeners out there who would like a hardback copy of $100 Million Leads, give us a shout out. Leave a comment. Shernan, where should the listeners leave a comment for the book?
Yeah, they can comment, but you can contact my email if you want. contact@shernanhaig.com. That's my business email. So hit us up if you want yeah, if you want a free book, Lucas put the offer out there. So
leave a
why
comment
not?
on our Instagram or our YouTube channel. Subscribe to either or both, and we'll give you a book for free.
You're paying for postage, or are they
Paying for postage. I'll pay for postage.
Everything around
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Woo. Nice.
So yeah, that is a promise from myself and Shernan and the Road to Making Bank podcast. We'll get that book out to you.
Nice. Well, actually, we'll talk about the book a bit later, I guess. But yeah, I finished the ebook, the audio book, $100 Million Leads, and I listened to a lot of it while I was like walking and stuff, so I didn't absorb everything, but it was very good. So I want to read the book and reabsorb through reading, and maybe I'll listen to the audiobook as well, because that's what he recommends for himself when he's learning. Hormozy, he reads the book and listens to the audiobook at the same time. So
just
interesting.
Absorbing it through as many senses as possible.
Yeah.
Hopefully his next book has like some, like you can lick the pages and they're flavored, like a Willy Wonka wallpaper thing, and just each page you just lick it and each flavor just reminds you of all the information that's on that page.
You lick that affiliate link.
Yeah.
Like you've licked no other affiliate link before.
Love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's jump into it. Let's talk macro first. I've got a few things, but I'll ask the question, what is your current assessment of the financial markets and any macroeconomic, cultural, or political factors that influence our lives?
No comment. I'll let you start.
Yeah, cool. The big one at the moment, I don't know if you've heard, Luca, but another famous person has been accused of bad things. I think it's sexual assault and rape. And Russell Brand, have you heard about that?
Yes, I did briefly hear about that. I don't know anything about it, but I did hear of it.
Yeah. So I would say that, what's happened to him is just like an example of why, why I'd recommend any guys, in that sort of age group, just get out of these countries while you can, because you don't have any, you're not protected. So he's, innocent until proven guilty just doesn't seem to exist anymore. And the concept of due process. So he's lost his, I think YouTube's kicked him off. He's lost book deal. His agent has got rid of him. Yeah, probably more shit. Just cancelled pretty much. And I have allegations which he's denied. I would guess that can't know for sure, but my guess is this is like a quarter. It's it's bullshit. It's an attack on him for saying things that maybe the establishment doesn't like too much, and there's a lot of holes in this. But the fact is that the allegations, and his life is fundamentally changed from unproven allegations. So if you're a guy in the West, you really have to realize this could happen to you. I know it's more of a tall poppy syndrome thing, but maybe the more famous you are, the more it could happen to you. But it's you have to consider it with any interactions with girls now. It's like the 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 possibility of false accusations, and it's just a very real concept. And for me, it's like, I think in different countries, it's just, I don't know, it's less likely to happen. False accusations, they don't get, say in the family court, perjury doesn't get enforced with like false accusations in the family courts. So there's no punishment for false accusers, and I guess the reasoning they say is because it could detract from people that have actually been victims of sexual assault or whatever to come forward. So that's just not good enough.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you've got, I guess the argument's always going to be the person that's making the accusation, you should believe them because it could have very well happened and no one really knows. And on the other hand is you've got a person that may be falsely accused and no one really knows. So it's no one knows the situation. I think it's probably not necessarily a game of whether it's a false accusation or not. I think it's probably more to do with the media and whether or not they should be releasing information before there's been a trial. I think that's probably more of what's important, because it's like, I guess it's probably more of maybe a political tactic, or I guess it might just be, news that gets heads turning and gets clicks, for attention. So, I guess it's unfortunate for whoever's involved. But, I guess for the sake, I guess newspapers and media outlets aren't necessarily going to save anyone for the sake of their own life or their status or position in the world. If it's gonna get attention, I think it's gonna be put out there. So, it'd probably make things fairer in a sense that it gives everyone an opportunity to actually hear all sides of the party, or everyone that's involved, hear them out first in a trial, determine whether it's innocent or guilty, and then release the details out to the world publicly, because then it saves a falsely accused person of having their name tarnished after before the fact, which is even then it turns out if they are innocent, their lives are still pretty much ruined and their reputation is still pretty much ruined, even though they've been found to be innocent. So I think it's probably less about who we should believe and more about not actually revealing the identities of people before there's been a trial.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have my hunches that he's innocent, but obviously we don't know. But the main thing is that the media have unleashed, and I think they haven't even gone to the police yet with charges. So,
it's
interesting. Why?
I mean, even then, why? There's no charges, and he's already lost his job.
No charges,
and he's lost his agents, and he's lost everything, and there's not even been charges pressed. I mean, I don't know what the legal procedures are. So maybe there's some procedures that are involved before you can press charges. but yeah, so even just voicing it, even just someone, it like, even if it was like a fake news article, that might be enough to ruin someone's reputation. Or,
Yeah.
it could have just been, might not even be anyone. It might just be a false thing that someone's
Yeah.
put up there and it's just gone viral.
It's crazy. Like, people just, yeah, you should like, kind of have some hard evidence before you like change someone's life like that. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure they haven't gone to the police, or there hasn't been charges. So,
Yeah.
and then
I don't
that's
know
what
much
the
about it,
question, like, I guess, if he's proven to be innocent, is there, like, obviously you can sue for defamation, but like, it's, how often has that been successful? Oh, actually, no, it has been successful in the past, but still, it's like, it's madness.
And I suppose
Like,
the whole thing with AI, like we said, AI getting better, videos getting recorded, audio getting recorded and mimicked. It's going to be harder and harder to determine what's real and what's not.
yeah. So, yeah, this could be, he might have done something bad, but we just don't know, and you just can't, yeah, that's the whole idea, Western societies and due process, innocent before proven guilty. It's like, it's not even a consideration now. So yeah, the world has really changed in that regard. Yeah, and if he has done something bad, he deserves what he gets. But until you've been through a court, it's like, it's just, he said, she said. You can't. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's very heavy topic to start off with, but it's affecting. It can affect your life tomorrow, Luca. Someone falsely accuses you and puts it out on Facebook. It's like, you have to think about how we could react. We're gonna like your plan in these situations, and it's like, it's something every guy has to consider now. I mean, it's, and of course it's usually the female making these an accusation, and there has been females that have gone to jail, like, but one notable one is I think it was Sarah Jane Parkinson. She set up a rape scene, and this guy did 4 months in a maximum security jail, and it was all bullshit. And she ended up, I think she did 2 years. She did a bit of jail time for misleading police and everything, but like, so there is punishment, but is there enough to deter false accusations? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people falsely accusing people, I don't know. I think it's it's such a touchy subject. It's I don't honestly,
maybe we'll cut it out after.
Yeah,
I'll listen back to see if I've done it. Well, I probably can't say rape. We'll probably get kicked off YouTube, which,
but
we've crossed the Rubicon, Luca.
We've crossed the Rubicon. Look, it's like I said, I think it goes back to having a trial first, whether someone's innocent or guilty, and then, provide the information to the audience, I suppose, all those listening and interested to find out. And I guess it's
it should be ethical, like, there's a journalistic integrity thing here, isn't there? Like, I don't know, it wasn't.
Well, you would think
Has this
so.
always happened in the past?
But
Surely
I mean,
cases have been kept secret until there's a verdict before, right?
well, I was listening to the radio today. I think it was ABC Radio. They were talking about Rupert Murdoch stepping down from his position as the CEO or chief, whatever, head of the business, head of the radio networks, TV networks, Sky News or whatever it is.
Did he get accused of something? Did he?
Hey.
Did he get
No,
accused?
but they were just talking about how the media, how they were talking about his son, and would his son be supporting the yes vote, and then it turns out they were supporting the yes vote, and then the government was providing some sort of funding for their news channel. They were talking about I think it was the AFL accepting the yes vote, or they were saying the AFL would be backing the yes vote, and at the same time the government was approving some sort of grant for a stadium in Tasmania or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So I guess what they were trying to say was the media channels are using their power to leverage political support for Donald Trump and things like that. So yeah, they were saying the media is often used as a tool. I suppose in politics and general war. So yeah,
if it's governments that are doing it, that's corruption, I guess, in a way.
Well,
it might not be.
I suppose it's they're players, aren't they? They're power moves, they're business moves, they're political moves, and they're motivated by everything. So it's just I met a lady on the weekend, picked up some free books that she had. She was involved in politics, and she was just saying how she loved politics, and how it goes from a scale of, from a family of, parents and children and everyone, and the politics of everyone using their own tactics to get what they want. And that's similar to a political party, and it's the same to people in a society or in a country. So it's just, we're talking about people just having the same political fight on a bigger scale. A cat and dog, and
That's what she was saying.
No, I'm just
you're comparing. I guess people are going to do some dodgy shit to try and get their way, right?
Like, who gets to choose what we watch on TV? Like family sitting on the couch kind of thing. That's like a political scenario. In a way.
Well, with the brand thing, that of course it's a possible connection that he's spoken out against governments in a lot of ways recently, especially against like COVID measures and mandates and military industrial complex, and and he's ruffled a few feathers, so to speak. So that's why I'd say the probability is that he's innocent. He might not be. I could be wrong, but if I was, to bet, and it's this really scary thought if these elites can orchestrate this so easily, and that's that that's a conspiracy theory, I should say, which is seems to me to be very probable. So, yeah, just something to think about in general. It affects mainly guys, but there is no innocent until proven guilty in the court of public opinion anymore. It's just full cancellation. So, yeah, something to be aware of, everyone out there. Shall we move on, Luca? Have you got anything else to say on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really where I thought we were going, but yeah, it's I don't know. I think I guess it affects.
It affects businesses as well. I mean, we're talking about business on this podcast and entrepreneurship. It's like if there's an accusation in your company or whatever, you get fired. You're the boss. You know, there's always that risk. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I remember, working for one of the major banks, and there was a lot of people hooking up and dating each other and whatnot in between. So it's yeah. I mean,
it's just
you don't know where that gets you in 20 years.
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, I mean, it could have all been. I don't know, if someone gets angry at you for some reason, it's always a chance they could bring something up, even if you're innocent. You could be guilty. Maybe they didn't say something, or who knows. But it should definitely not be getting judged on in the media without due process, I guess. Yeah, scary times. Yeah, sorry man, I didn't prep you on that question. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to macro. So I want to talk about a chart. And we're talking about the financial system here. So, I want to talk about this George Gammon chart, and it is credit card balances in the US. So, credit card balances in the US have crested 1 trillion. And it was at 750 billion in 2021. So we're looking at 250 billion increase in credit card debt in the last 2 years. So what's that, 25% increase? I did drop from 2020, but credit card balances have hit 1 trillion in the US, and I'll go to another chart unless you have anything to say about that one, Nika.
So was there any discussion of why this is gone up so high?
Yeah, so I guess the idea is it's probably a combination of a bunch of things, consumer price increases. So this could be people taking out more credit card debt to pay off existing debt or to pay for food or whatever. But yes, so I should have said it, but I guess the macro picture is the economy isn't in a good state if credit card debt has increased that much. Sure, there's transactions, but it's not from savings. So and you have Jerome Powell from the Fed saying the economy's great, the economy's good. Inflation is transitory, it's under control or whatever. So, yeah, it would be contrary to that opinion, should I say? Yeah.
Well, is it also that banks are lending more money now? Because probably between, it says you've got the shaded area, which is the recession, but in 2020, and it was going up from 800 billion all the way from 2019 all the way through to 2020, and then there's like a massive drop from 850, which is where it peaked, just above 850. It dropped down to below 750. Like, that's a huge drop.
So that was COVID lockdowns and shit. So it was going up, yeah, even before COVID.
Well, during, right? Like right in the middle of it, it was still going up.
Oh, no, well, look, COVID happened 2020. It seems that there was a massive drop, right? I don't think it went up. So we're looking at a chart. So 2009 to 2020, 2019 to 2020, credit card debt went up 50 billion.
But
and that's probably
it
March.
Peaked right at it at that time. I don't know if we can get a more detailed video of that, or a more detailed look at that.
That seems to be March 2020, and it fell off a cliff, but it was rising. So that's saying that the economy wasn't that great, generally speaking, even before COVID. So, imagine what's happened now with all the money printing and without, an increase in goods and services. So, yeah, big drop off 2020, 100 billion. That could have been stimmy checks paying that off. Who knows? But, huge increase, $250 billion from around mid-2021 to 2023. So I think it's a cool chart to kind of visualize things when we're looking at our macro risk. And, go to the next chart, I guess. This is from a Lynette Zhang video, ITM Trading, the corporate debt wall. So when we're talking about macro risk and economic risk, one of the big things now is debt rollover, because we've had interest rates rise so fast in such a short amount of time. Even though historically interest rates are kind of lowish still, it's the fact that people took out all this debt at probably like 2%, in 2020, 2021, and now it's rolling over into possibly like 6-7%, 5-6-7%. So, they're going to have to issue new bonds to pay those bondholders that have matured back their cash. And that's a question if they'll be able to get these bonds. And if they do, they're going to have to pay a lot more interest on them. So, so this is a risk for businesses. And we can see here from the charts that 2023, this year, there's 525 billion worth of debt maturing this year, corporate debt. So these are corporate bonds, not government bonds. Next year, it'll go up to 790 billion. So that's 250 billion more, which will be maturing. In 2025, there's over 1 trillion maturing. So, and if this debt's rolling over at 6% interest rates or whatever, it's going to be a problem. So that's another thing to look at. So any thoughts there, Luca? I guess it's just, it could mean business is going under. That's the main takeaway, I guess.
I guess it'd be interesting to see the previous years and what they were at when they matured, just to see if this is something that continues to be growing, or if it's something that has just recently blown up. So yeah, that would be something that we probably need to look into as well.
Yeah, I guess it's the fact that it's going to be, it's rising. So we can see that pretty clearly here. So yeah. And the last kind of US macro factor, and we talk, this is all US stuff. I haven't got the Australian data, but we talk about the US because, they have the reserve currency at the moment, which is at risk. So there could be a government shutdown on October 1st, 2023 if governments don't, if Congress doesn't pass these bills that will fund government operations. So that, government operations could be anything like paying council workers or paying Social Security. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to use the money for, but they just don't have enough. So they already raised the debt ceiling. So it's going to be another interesting one. There's a lot of colliding factors, I guess. So what do governments do when they don't have any money, Luca? Borrow more.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. I guess we might.
Yeah, we'll see. That could be tough for the US dollar. Cool. Yeah. Okay, we've got some more macro stuff. I'll talk about one more. Pretty. I don't know. Have you? You don't have to say, but people are getting questioned while they're withdrawing cash over the counter at banks these days. So the tellers ask them what they're going to use the money for. And have you seen? There's been a video going around, and this guy is he's just been making shit up for it's for anal bleaching or whatever. So it's a pretty funny video. But have you heard about this, Luca?
No, I haven't heard this story, no.
Yeah. So, obviously it's, back at 20 years ago, this would have just been like a completely inappropriate question to ask a customer what they're doing with the money. But, I guess now, if you're out there and you're withdrawing cash, you may as well come up with something funny, huh? So, what would you say, Luca?
I guess it just depends what it was for. I mean, really, I don't know. It's just
I'd probably say 1,000 dildos, huge dildos.
It's it's a strange question to ask people. Are they under what circumstances are they asking? Because they can deny giving it to you?
Yeah, it's like if they think you're dodgy, or if they think you're using drugs or whatever, money laundering. But but who's gonna if you are dealing drugs and money laundering, are you gonna tell the teller that you're doing drugs and money laundering? If they ask you?
Yeah.
So it's just a ridiculous question, in my opinion. And it's happened to me.
It happened to me. I went to it was the Commonwealth Bank, and the teller there was serving the customer in front of me, and the guy must have been a regular there, because he went up, he said g'day to the teller, and she said g'day to him, and then he asked for a withdrawal, and she didn't ask him for ID or anything, and she just gave him the cash. Right. And then when it was my turn, She asked me for ID and everything, and I asked for a couple of $100. It's not my bank that I bank at, but because I didn't have like a relevant reason, she denied me.
Oh, whoa!
So yeah, that was a few years ago though.
Oh, you got denied.
Yeah, I got denied, and I was like,
It was your account. Yeah.
yeah, it was my account. no, Shannon, I was laundering money.
Oh no, like it wasn't like a joint account or some shit.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so it's I mean, it's, well, I guess she lied to me because she said that it was because I didn't have ID, but she didn't ask the last guy for ID. So
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have ID. Okay, I thought you had. Yeah, I guess
I think I did have ID, but it didn't have some sort of information that they needed.
Right. But you had your bank card.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of fair enough. Maybe, yeah. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't, because the last person, they didn't ask for ID.
Yeah, I guess they had that visual right, but it's not fair, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
but it'd be weird if you go to a bank every day and you know the person to keep asking for their ID.
well, you'd just follow the process, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because how do you know that the bank teller and that guy aren't laundering money between themselves?
Yeah, true. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one though.
Like if she gives him $5 every day, like maybe no one will notice.
Yeah.
You know?
Who knows, man? Shenanigans, hey. So, yeah, I have. Yeah, it's happened to me. I just said, well, the last time I did it, I just said, yeah. I was like, yeah. Did you get put up to ask that question? And I was like, I think I'll just keep that to myself. But I said, no, she asked me, she asked me, I was depositing money, and she asked me, oh, so where'd you get the money? Did you just have it lying around, or did you sell something? And I'm like, excuse me? I was like, yeah, I'll just keep that to myself. Thanks. And like, are you getting told to ask these questions? And she said, oh, no. I was just wondering where you got it. And I think a BS detector was flashing red. So,
yeah. I mean, it's hard as well. Like, I mean, obviously they are being told to ask, but they probably can't admit that they're being told to ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it'd be difficult for staff at a bank to have to try and gather information on behalf of the bank as to what you're doing with the money. It's I wouldn't want to be in that position if I was working there.
You shouldn't be asking customers these questions. If you want to like detect money laundering or whatever, you can do it digitally, or whatever, or you can see where a different transaction's coming from. Even that's bloody breach of privacy, isn't it? But it's just not cool in my opinion. I understand why, but it's still not cool. So if you want to, assess that risk, I think they reduced ATM withdrawals in Australia for some banks. I think one's at least reduced it down to $500. But if you value cash, you want to keep that power in your hands. Debanking happening and everything. It's probably better to get it out now than sooner rather than later, I'd say. So something to consider, everyone out there. Cool, man. Now let's should we get away from the controversial stuff and go to our normal routine. Can you share any recent observations relating to business and entrepreneurship and the approach to it since our last chat, or do you have any topics you want to talk about?
Was I having a look at?
Did you want to talk about the Instagram post?
Instagram. Which one?
I was the neuromarketing one, the Pepsi Coke one.
Oh,
So I guess
yeah. So there was a post on Instagram that we found, or that I found. It was basically saying that if you put up a Coca-Cola vending machine in a school, people will go and they might buy a Coke, they might not. But they were saying that if you put a second vending machine next to the Coca-Cola machine, then you would assume that the sales of Coca-Cola would go down. But in fact, the sales of both of them went up, like skyrocketed. And that's due to, rather than people asking themselves, if when there's one vending machine, they ask themselves, am I going to have a Coke or am I not? But when there's a Pepsi and a Coke vending machine, then they're asking themselves, am I going to have a Coke or a Pepsi? Which means that the psychology changes from do I or don't I to which one do I choose? Which means there's a more likely chance that they're going to buy one of them. Which is pretty cool because, I guess that really delves deeper into the psychology of why people do things. And it's might also explain why you often see, in a supermarket or in an arcade of shops, you've got similar restaurants operating right next to each other or across the road from each other. You'd think, why are you guys so close? Why don't you separate? But it's more because it's like, okay, well, do I want to go this place or this place? Do I want to eat fast food? Which fast food place do I want to go to? That's why you always see, like, you've got Macca's, KFC, Hungry Jack's. They're almost always on the same corner as each other, or petrol stations like on opposite sides of the road. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It's very interesting, eh? It's almost like you walk past it and there's more there. It's like, oh, do I need that? Or do I want a Coke? Do I want a Pepsi? I mean, we've all probably done it, but I guess you should be able to realize what's happening there. Hey.
Yeah, I remember about.
You should be able to be strong and say, look, I don't need any of these.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, that's an ideal world, but I guess I think probably about 10 years ago, I was on the internet. I just remember the video. I don't really remember too much about it, but I just remember it talking about there's always money to be made as a competitor. When you think of like Apple and Android, Coke, Pepsi, if there's something that people love, if you make if you come up as a competitor and show value in a different way, people just by default will rebel against the popular product. So it's like whatever's cool, there's going to be the anti-cool group, which are just going to buy anything that is different to that. And it's more of an identity thing than anything else.
It's going to be the anti-cool market, right?
Right, exactly. And that goes from music all the way down to clothing to...
Anti-conformist, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like punks are a great example. Like they're like anti-conformists, but they love clothing. They're big in fashion.
I love fashion.
They love hair products. And they, I don't know, it's just, in a way, they kind of are exactly everything that they don't like. Or
Yeah.
they're only the opposite for the sake of being opposite, not because it really represents anything.
I think, it's you could look at it that way, but I think mainly it's just like it's doing something different. And if you happen to wear this, like a band shirt and black jeans, like another fellow punk, it's like it could be seen as you conforming to that, but it's, I don't know, it's more just like you're fitting in with a different community. But I guess,
and that's exactly what I'm saying, is that, you've got your great example, going back to it, is Apple and Android. You're either an Apple user or an Android user when it comes to phones. So
Apple all the way.
you fit into a community, and you identify with that community, and you make fun of the other ones.
Yeah, I watched this girl on YouTube. I think it was yesterday. I thought it was funny. She listed qualities in a guy that she wanted to date. It was his list. And at the bottom it was like, uses Apple. So like, she obviously doesn't want to date a guy that she would never date a guy that uses Android.
There you go. You're in.
Yeah. So all right. Neuromarketing. I've got a bit of a definition here. Neuromarketing is the study of how people's brains respond to advertising and other brand-related messages by scientifically monitoring brainwave activity, eye tracking, and skim response. These neuromarketing techniques are used to study the brain to predict consumer decision-making behavior. It's also possible to use neuromarketing to try to manipulate consumer behavior. Yeah, so there's a fine line there. Marketers use neural and other physiological signals to gain insight into customers' motivations, preferences, and decision-making processes. They also use this research to predict how a particular product, service, or marketing campaign will perform. So yeah, it's kind of just it's behavioral psychology as well, isn't it? I guess it's focused on brain activity. But it's interesting. I haven't actually looked into any studies or anything, but it's just it's interesting, I guess, like qualifiable sort of process, isn't it? Like when you're doing studies.
Yeah, I mean, there's whole university degrees on neuromarketing. It's pretty big.
Yeah, cool. All right. Next topic, I was going to talk about social media management and like just social media in general, I guess, because, I'm getting into the digital marketing thing, and we've got a podcast now, and we started an Instagram channel, and I've kind of like delved a bit more into, because I'm going to offer podcasting services, so editing, production, and management, I guess, and website creation and all that. And it's like, I have to learn how to use social media, I guess. And it's good practice. We made a few sound bites for this podcast, and I realized the few posts that I did on Instagram initially was just shit. Like, it was really shit. And yeah, I didn't really have the experience to realize how shit it was. So I put the effort to actually make an artful soundbite for our podcast with appropriate art, topical related art, and it was good. I hustled on that, so I learnt a lot. But yeah, generally just the whole concept of social media management and its role in like, you know, digital marketing and businesses going forward. You have any insight into that, Luca?
Well, yeah, I suppose the digital marketing is getting bigger and bigger. There are, like we said, there are still some companies that started out organic and through word of mouth remain organic, and those business owners prefer to remain organic. And you know, if they're doing pretty well, then they probably are in a position already where they don't necessarily need marketing.
I wonder if it like they may be doing well, but I wonder if it still could help them in some way. Some businesses, I guess not, but
Well, I
yeah,
mean, there's also
I wonder
businesses out there that don't want to be bigger. You know, they're just genuinely happy with the amount of customers that they have. They might have just a revolving or recurring clientele, and they work with the same people, and they're getting the work done, and they're good at what they do. Maybe scaling up might ruin the system that they have in place. It might change the dynamic of the culture. It might change how they operate. It might be just too much work, too much money to invest, too much effort, or they might just be happy with what they do and then spend the rest of their time doing something else. So yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons why people might not want to scale up, or you know, be busier than they are.
And spread themselves too thin. They can't scale in an effective way.
And I think the other thing is like a lot of people might be running the business entirely, so they might be self-employed. They might own, you know, small business owners, probably more particularly, might be running businesses and maybe have run them throughout the entirety of the business's life, and are probably comfortable managing and running everything rather than handing over a portion of that to someone else to manage. Because I guess advertising is really, you know, creating an image for the business, and when you put that in someone else's hands, then that person, I guess, almost has control over how others perceive or see your business to be. So if you don't have involvement in that and you just hand that over to someone that you don't know, are they really going to be able to capture what your business is about and who you are if they don't know you?
So some businesses might be reluctant because they might not trust anyone else to have that full creative control, or someone else might not be able to do it as good as them.
Yeah, or they might not have it, and they've already got their image as the business out there as what people know it to be, and they've created a reputation for themselves, and maybe they're not really sure that someone else, they might not feel that it's even necessary to have advertisement. They also might not see that their reputation might be upheld by the advertising that someone else does. Or maybe they appeal to a clientele that doesn't really resonate with advertising. Maybe it's just a clientele that prefer, you know, one-on-one negotiations, you know, a handshake over a contract type thing.
It's interesting because it's still kind of, you know, social media is a relatively new phenomenon, right? And it's like, I would have thought of like a social media manager as like not, you know, some years ago I would have thought of it as like not really a serious role, but it's like you're sitting on your phone and putting posts out and shit or something. But it's actually it's a very serious role now. I'll read the definition from the Digital Marketing Institute. which is a cool company from Ireland. Social media manager is trusted with monitoring, executing, filtering, and measuring the social media presence of a product, brand, corporation, or even individual. The role is often seen as the voice of the company and may also be referred to as community manager, although this title has become slightly outdated, brackets, or digital and social media manager. Creates and maintains brand promotions, company information, marketing campaigns across several social media networks. They know the social media metrics. They report to the sales department, and it's in-demand role. Average salaries are over 57 grand in the US. So, yeah, I guess it's like, yeah, you're the voice of the company, as they say. So, it's something that I want to, if I'm going to be offering some similar services and like something I want to try and get better at. And I wanted to talk about, if any businesses are out there, I just thought this was a cool example. This lady called L Social, if I can find it. Here we are. Yeah, so her Instagram handle is l.social, and she seems to be like a really legit. I've enjoyed her posts because this is all new to me, so I'm kind of like giving her a plug. And yeah, her handle is l.social, ELLE, and she seems to like set a good example for businesses in terms of color schemes and layout. Her posts look really good. She's giving heaps of tips for businesses to like get more leads on Instagram and all that. And it says here she studied marketing. But check her out. You had a quick look at her, Luca. What do you think?
I mean, I really just had a look at the layout that you were talking about.
But she had a cool color scheme, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
I think that's like could be a big thing for businesses now. It's such like digital presence. It's like,
well, it's just a visual thing as well. Like what stands out? Do the colors work together? Does it blend? Is it nice to look at? I guess if I was looking at ours, I'd say probably
I think we need another color. One more at least.
Well, if I'm critiquing ours, I would say the yellow one kind of stands out. Like it doesn't really fit in.
You think it doesn't work?
Not with the other 3 posts there.
The grey colours.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it might be...
You mean on the main logo or?
No, not on the main logo, just in the posts. So you've got
the other ones.
The Buddha symbol in the middle. That one kind of stands out from the rest. Like it doesn't blend in necessarily. That's what I kind of notice. To me, visually, that kind of doesn't belong in the mix. Yeah. Unless you shaded it. So it was more. You mean
the color of the Buddha?
I think probably just the saturation of the image. So if it was less, it was more dull, that would probably fit in. Just because the rest of them are.
It's just a design aspect. Well, that is interesting because I actually wanted it duller. But for some reason, it wasn't when I was putting it through the soundbite filter. I think it might have stuffed up because I tried it with no filter on it in Canva. And then I think it outputted wrong or something. So that's interesting. I was like, bugger, it still looks pretty good. So I actually wanted it to be less saturated. But I still think it looks cool. But yeah, that's interesting. You notice that?
Yeah, I mean, that just stands out to me when I click on the page. That's just me being critical if we're talking color schemes.
Yeah, I'm talking more like for like, you know, brand, like, so our main logo would be more important, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, they're like episode sort of posts, so they still need to be good. But if we make like content posts in the future, you know, like giving value, some information or something, like, yeah, like we'd probably need to use those grey colours, the blacks and the gold, or the yellow. But we probably need another colour or two or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like I said, it's just about the theme. So, I mean, it's just making it blend in, making, I guess for me, it's kind of, I don't like it. Like it's a bit of a, I wouldn't say like an eyesore, but it just, neuromarketing, it doesn't fit. You know, it's kind of like if you were out in the desert and you saw a Coca-Cola vending machine, you're like, this doesn't belong here. What's it doing here? Why is it
Are you
here?
talking about our logo, sorry? Or are you talking
I'm
about...
talking about the post, the Buddha post.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like when you see something, like if you were out in the forest and you saw a dude wearing a suit, you're like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? You don't belong here. If you saw a guy with a hiking pack and he had like a walking stick and he was charging through the bush, you'd be like, yeah, you belong here. That's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. You see the dude in a suit with a briefcase, you're like, this doesn't work. Like, what's going on?
It's a big
Should I be worried?
Eh? In design and social media marketing, I guess. So Luca's giving me a fail for our Buddha post.
I like the post.
I think it looks good.
I like the post, but
got to tone down that saturation. I'll show you the original image I wanted. I know what you mean, but I still actually think the saturation works. But I know what you mean.
Well, leave us a comment. Does the saturation work? Does it not?
Go to our Buddha post, episode 7, Thai Dragon. And
I like it.
Let us know.
See, this is the thing. I like it on its own, but blending it in with the rest of them, I don't like it.
Oh, with the other posts.
With the other posts, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think, okay, I can see what you mean, but I think it's fine. I think
you're the.
I think maybe because I busted my ass
manager.
making them for like 10 hours, so I'm biased.
Yeah, you're head of social media, so
yeah,
if, you do have the last call.
Well, maybe if you get your chops up, Luca, you can become the social media manager of this podcast. Content creator.
We'll see.
You can put anything out you want up there, man.
You just can't take it down.
No, you can. If you think it's shit, you can take it down. I've already deleted heaps of shitty stuff that I did. So, all right. Onwards, on and upwards. Let's go to... I wanted to talk about generative AI prompts in the instantly cold email software. So AI is huge now, obviously, and it's kind of getting more and more useful, I guess, in business and digital marketing space. So this cool Instantly. So this Instantly is a company, and they do cold email. They're like a cold email platform, I guess. So you can warm up email accounts on there, which is like, you know, getting them kind of legitimized, I guess, so they land in inboxes like 100% of the time, hopefully. And you create email sequences, so you can send 1, 2, 3 emails. It's all automated, and they had this new feature, generative AI prompts. It's pretty cool. Hey, you can plug in. So there's different columns. So in your email setup, you can have, there'll be company, website, maybe LinkedIn address, email address. You can add personalizations, location. And what you can set this AI prompt to do is you can select what list you want to take it for, input from the list that you want. So if you select website, the AI will go to that company's website and scour for like an appropriate line to like add to a personalization or something. So it'll say if it noticed something on the website, and it can tie it to a location or something. So it'll be, hey, like the weather in LA is pretty bad today or some shit. So it's very interesting. I haven't delved into it too much because I can't actually, but I can generate a test one, but I need to pay for the hypergrowth account, like a more expensive account to actually use it. So I can't actually apply it, but I can see the what it can produce. And yeah, it's interesting, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the question is, I guess this might be where organic businesses might eventually become an advantage. If you have a bot that comes up and that, scans through, there'll be hackers out there that will create a bot and it will go through and do exactly the same thing on behalf of your business. And if it asks for, any sort of personal information and it looks like it belongs to your business, like, if I mow your lawns and do all your gardening and landscaping and you're a regular customer of mine, and it's, you might get an automated email from what might be Luca's gardening shop, but it might just be a hacker bot that's been created that just scans through any emails or whatnot where there might be some overlap and sends you an automated personalized message, and then asks you for some personal information. Hey, can you just clarify the account details? Blah, blah, blah. And then you just send those through. Like things like that. Or if there's someone hacks your website, like if your website isn't encrypted and people have access to edit your website, someone might change the details or change the bot and change where the information for the bot goes. So instead of your CRM collecting all the data, it might go to their CRM, which may just be laid over the top. Whether that exists yet or not, I don't know. But
AI automated scams instead
exactly.
of just standard scams.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it opens up a can of worms, doesn't it? But I guess it's here. You have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's like, how do you know that the bot you're talking to is from the business, or is it a scam?
You can tell with the bots, I guess.
Can
generally.
Who
Actually,
knows?
yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it'll probably get good.
I mean, if
calls,
people,
you can have AI generated voices, right?
I think people are still getting done by the prince in Saudi Arabia or whatever it is, that's asking for some money.
Yeah. The Nigerian prince was all those years ago or something.
I think there's still some people getting done by that guy.
Old school scams. Damn, I miss those old school scams. Yeah, so if you're in that kind of space, you can use these AI generative AI kind of inputs. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably an ethical thing to consider there. Actually, not really. I mean, if you're sending like a cold email to someone, you're probably using a template or something anyway, so it's not really.
But I did do a little short webinar where I was on this exact topic. And it was a CEO, Matt something. The business is called Bot Builder. And this is exactly what they do. So they give you all of the courses and add-ons and bots that they've already built, like pre-made templates for your business. And it's basically exactly what you were saying. You select the inputs, so you can set up little tags, and you can say, okay, you can give the bot a personality. I think the example was the company name was Sassy Sally or something. Sassy Sally. And
so it's like a customer service bot, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
So the customer would know they're a bot, hopefully,
Yeah.
unless they're being manipulative of the company and like trying to say that it's a real human. That would suck.
No,
Yeah.
they were saying that they use bots, and they identify as a bot in there, so people know that it's a bot. But they were just saying, give the bot a personality. So they were saying like sassy, southern accent kind of thing. So it was kind of, the bot kind of throws in some puns here and there with whatever they're talking about and asks you, hey, do you want to do this? And then, if it's a male or female customer, they might put a different avatar or a different picture depending on, what they are. So it's more relevant to them. And you can just do that all along the process. I think where they were saying it's different, and where this applies, where it's really good for them, is that towards the end, it would say, through the CRM, it would say, is this your number? If it's correct, just click on the number. So it would come up with their mobile number already. And if it was correct, they would just have to click it. So rather than you sending out, a landing page where they have to enter an email address, enter their phone number, enter this, you just say, hey, is this your number? If yes, click it. So all they do is click on the number. Is this your email address? If it's correct, just click the email address. So it's a one-click subscription or one-click submission, which is what they were saying. And that's apparently a game changer in how many leads you get.
Yeah, it's less friction. Isn't it?
Less friction because they don't have to type anything in. They just click it if it's correct.
Such a marketing term, less friction.
Yeah.
I'm getting in all of these terms now.
Yeah, well, you're in the world now.
Yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me of Her a bit. That movie Her.
Yeah.
AI girlfriend as well. AI bot girlfriend.
Exactly.
Would you do it, Luca? Would you do it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's free.
This is the thing.
I think probably prefer a hologram girlfriend. Sorry, anyway, keep going.
Well, I mean, people are saying, I can't remember who it was. There was some sort of psychologist, and they were saying, give me advice on how to deal with this situation and do it in the way that, I don't know, just, Sam Harris would, or, just anyone that's famous, or give me advice about relationships the way that Dr. Phil would give advice about relationships. So it's almost, your AI girlfriend could also be your AI therapist very soon, where it's like, just giving you the best information, like what is the best way to...
you could choose famous therapists. It's like idiosyncratic programming, maybe. It's like they
what's
do these things.
Give me a diet program based around Weight Watchers, some sort of celebrity diet, and however, and a Shaolin monk diet. or something like that. And it's just like gives you this combination of things. Give me the best workouts for doing my abs. It was like, eventually you won't need anyone. So you'll only need the girlfriend who will work out with you and give you all your therapy that you need, so that you're like dealing with the world. The conversations that you have will just be about whatever you're interested in. And
it's interesting, man. I think at the moment though, with machine learning, you still need the initial data set, and then machine learning can learn from new inputs. I think that's how it works. But is there going to be a point where, actually, it could happen. I think I learned this a couple of years ago, but it was like, can the machine learning like create its own base data sets or whatever? I'm a bit over my head when I'm talking about that, but I think that's the general idea. Am I right?
When you say base data sets, what do you mean?
I think like so like inputs. So for like ChatGPT or whatever, it needs data to like produce these terms, but it can learn from like how people are reacting to it, or new metadata and stuff like that, I think. Because when I learnt about it, I was learning about it in like library searches, and I probably should have researched this, but I think that's the idea. You need that kind of base data set. Yeah, isn't it like ChatGPT? It's only from like 2021, the data or something like that. It's like, do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Like all the information that it has is not from before, like not from after. Since the internet's been existing. It's just from 2021.
2021, before 2021, up until 2021, I think. Yeah. Some AI specialists can hopefully drop us a comment and tell us if we're right or wrong. But maybe we'll talk about this. We'll learn about it and talk about it in the next podcast, maybe.
Sounds good.
I think that's the general idea. Cool, man. You're currently working on a business. If so, how's the progress? Would you have any new business ideas?
Caught up with Simon from Sector Property Group this morning, talking about what we can come up with in terms of storage and how we can use it and what we can use it for. It was really good. Had a great chat, so it was pretty interesting. Just talking about how we can get rid of mulch was one idea. So I put it to him just to see what can we do, who can use it in terms of foliage, wood, just everything. Instead of chipping it up, can we get it out to people, or can we set up a location where people can come to it and collect it? Businesses like
so you're talking about that
sort
of storage.
Yeah, well, it was like maybe just a yard where mulch gets dumped. But yeah, now thinking like if it's all pre-packaged and then distributed and storing it. I spoke to Peter, who's the boss down at the Timber Search in like Woodend, and he was saying that creating, like packaging the mulch as it hits the truck. So have the bags in the truck, the mulch fills the bags, then you load up, you might have a crane arm that's on the truck and it just fills and empties trucks full of these bags of mulch. and the bags can be stored, a couple of stories high. So rather than having big yards, you can have smaller yards and just stack vertically.
Go up.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of combinations to look at and a lot of possibilities. It's just about how you want to scale it and how you need to scale it. Because I asked one of the guys from work that I work for, I was like, would you be interested, would you pay a membership to have access to a mulch site, close to home?
Put whatever you want there.
Well, yeah, but then also if it's just green waste as well, then you have to have some way of getting rid of it.
Yeah, like eventually, I mean, you could have, I think it's cool idea, but you could have like, they have a designated space and they fill it up. They can't go over that limit and they have to get rid of it, but they can keep going up to that limit maybe, yeah?
Well, yeah, I guess the idea is making it either more accessible, cheaper, more user-friendly, and more beneficial than taking it to the tip. So finding out a way to do all of that, so that it incentivizes people to use your space rather than going to the tip. Price is an easy one. No one's happy with the price of taking green waste to the tip. So if you can find a way to beat that, then that's a good way to do it. Finding use for it, which was, with the work that I do with like volunteer stuff for Wildlife Victoria, you've got carers who are having to collect, foliage for the animals that they're caring for, and those animals need fresh foliage every day. So those people could, carers could come and collect it, or it could be dropped off to them. So they've got access to fresh foliage regularly or daily, and they don't have to go out and search for it. Even though it might be small amounts, depending on what size of property they have, how many animals they're caring for. And you could have that for anyone dealing with wildlife. You'd have so much stuff there that people could use. Wood there that people can use for firewood or for furniture or for growing, edible mushrooms,
So
whatever
generally
it is.
speaking,
Just trying to repurpose everything instead of turning it into mulch.
yeah, kind of like an outdoor storage yard, right? That just where you have a focus on repurposing.
Yeah.
I like it.
So recycle it. And then obviously you need mulch as well. Everyone needs mulch still. But just seeing, can you minimize it? And, things like florists. Florists are using foliage all the time to make their bouquets. So they can come and pick what they need. And there's always stuff there. And it's stuff that you usually just chip up. You pay, $40-$50 for a bouquet of leaves with a few flowers in it. So
cool. Yeah. So what would you need for setup, you reckon? You'd have an outdoor space, bit of land. You need a, what do you call it? Like a little mini backhoe or something? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it really depends on how you would set it up.
Yeah, maybe a forklift, some outdoor racking or something, if that exists.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on the details, but yeah, it's
it wouldn't be massive setup cost. It'd be decent maybe, but like.
Well, it depends what you're setting up. Are you setting up the yard? Are you setting up the trucks? Are you setting up the location for customers to access? Are you setting up a shop where people can, or an area where people can mill the timber? Are you paying for a meal. It's
What
like
did you think?
There's so many ways.
What would you think would work best to start off with?
I don't know. I guess maybe finding people who either don't like to deal with mulch and want
So
to.
mainly, like, you could start with mulch storage and then branch out. Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, nice. Was the other guy? Was your friend that you met? Was he psyched on it, or was he?
Yeah,
You
Simon.
just talking.
He's into storage, so yeah, it's good to brainstorm with him, and he's entrepreneurially minded, so it's nice to just chat with people that have the same interests and that are keen to,
Sure.
hash out ideas and see what works and what doesn't, what the possibilities are.
Storage, man, I like him. Shout out to Kennedy Storage. Maybe the best storage in Australia. I've only used Kennedy Storage, but yeah, they're actually a really good company. Awesome customer service, just like awesome sites. Yeah, for some reason I like the storage business. It's just like really good. You only need a couple people working on site, and a bit of maintenance here and there, but it's cool. It's very, very handy service, and yeah, there's something with Kenned's. They gave me $100 voucher once. The old mate down at Abbotsford. What was his name? Simon, maybe Simon. But yeah, I just thought they really stood out as a company to me, so I recommend Kennedy Storage.
Yeah, I think when I was there, when I had my storage in there, they gave me $100 referral voucher that I could give to a friend. So that's a pretty good idea, to get other people on board.
$100 referral, yeah, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, business-wise for me, I launched my first cold email campaign, and instantly, so I've sent 50 emails so far. So it's been an interesting experience. And man, it takes a long time to get your head around it at first. You think it's simple. So anyone looking to do it, you got to learn about it properly. You can't just send out emails from your Hotmail or Gmail account. It doesn't really work like that. So you need proper domain emails, and writing copy takes a really long time, and you're constantly like reiterating, and the whole process has been a lot more detailed than I thought, but it's been cool to learn. So see how it goes. Could fail miserably, but the idea with with this stuff is like A/B testing, and so I've done 2 campaigns. I aim to do 4, and then see what works best. And then you keep going on the one that works best, and then you start a new one, which is actually something Alex Hormozy teaches in $100 Million Leads. So it's been cool. So I'll try and get up every morning and do a new campaign or work on a new one, which is pretty much just a series of emails and organising the leads and everything. I've got to learn to do I make lead lists. I actually paid someone from Fiverr to do my first one, get 600 leads. So I'll have to do that properly now, because I couldn't get access to the LinkedIn Sales Navigator because I had a new account. So it's been cool. quite a bit of work, but yeah, can recommend instantly. So yeah, if you read Alex's books, Luca, he'll go through cold email as well, and yeah, give you some insight into that. But yeah, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I suppose cold email is almost just like one step before AI, isn't it? It's if you're automating things, then it's kind of like pretty much doing the same thing. You had to write the email.
Yeah, I had to write it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the steps are automated. So 2 days later, the second emails will go out. Yeah, everyone's got these emails before. Yeah, you just don't want it to be. You just want it to be as legitimate as possible. Obviously, you don't want it to be spammy and scammy. So I try not to do that. We're obviously not a scam, but it's yeah, you're offering something genuine. And, I'm open to cold emails. I have no ethical problems with it. I can understand, why people get pissed off with it. They get too much spammy stuff. But, for example, I got one for podcast management, kind of like pretty much the services that I'm offering. And I heard it back, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Thanks for the email. I'll consider it in the future. There's this company called Bear Beat Productions, I think. And yeah, so I think it's cool.
Have there been any cold emails that you received that you followed through with?
I can't think of one on the top of my head. I don't really buy that much, really. So I'm sure there's something. I know I'll wait for. It's not cold email; it's warm email. But companies that I've already buy from, like I wait for their like discount emails. There's this company called Nopong, which make awesome it's like that. It's like putty deodorant sort of thing. It's really good. Anyway, I use them. I just always wait for their 15% off emails. Because they do it like clockwork every 3 months or whatever, and then I just buy 10 tins or some shit. So that's warm email, which I'm a fan of. But cold email, I can't really think. Can you? Have you ever bought anything cold?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm doing is B2B, like business to business. So it's a little different than because I've never had a business. I've never received B2B emails. So I think it'd be a bit different than to consumer, of course. It's more spammy to consumer, I guess. Yeah, I haven't had any businesses offer me business services, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Have you had any arborist people reach out to you, like arborist related services or anything?
Only through
like cold emails.
Not cold emails, no.
Yeah.
Not that I can recall.
But you haven't got LinkedIn or anything, do you?
I've got it, but I don't use it.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. I pretty much 95% finished on my podcast production site. So I showed you, Luca, and I made a heap of changes, pretty much all that you suggested. And yeah, I think it's decent. It's obviously not pro because I'm not a pro web designer, but it's good enough, I think, for now. It's good enough to offer a service. So that's cool. I just need to change a little bit of copy here and there, and also need to think of a agency name if I want to do creative agency. I've thought of one, which I'll probably see what you think later, but I won't say it now. And there's the thing, whether to call your business after your name or your last name. I've noticed it's a big decision lots of entrepreneurs make. And yeah, let us know, anyone out there, what you think, because there's pros and cons of each. Like, businesses could think they're getting a more personalized service if it's your name, but then if you want to expand in the future, it could lead to problems if you want to sell the business with your name on it. So, I was thinking like Hague Creative, but I don't know, man. Yeah. What would you call your agency if you have one, Luca? Well, actually, you named it, didn't you? You didn't name it your name.
No, I had a
The one that you wanted to start.
Passion Pit HQ.
Well, you put it out there, so I'm gonna steal it. One of our 5 listeners.
Yeah. That's right. If anyone wants to jump on board, I'll employ them. Start making.
Did you buy the domain name?
I think I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice. Passion Pit HQ.
Yeah, it's not doing much. It's just sitting there. If anyone likes the name and wants to buy it off me, hit me up.
Yeah. Well, you can put it on your domain. Sorry. Your domain provider might have a marketplace that you can sell it on. I think mine does, Pork Bun.
I'm sure if someone's genuinely interested, they'll put in a request.
Oh, they can do that as well, can't they? Yeah. That's right. My options order got filled, so I sold my first option. It finally.
Nice.
I did that a couple of days ago.
Very nice.
So yeah, still beginner on that. I get the philosophy and the strategy, but actually doing it is another thing. Just working out on the platform. So
just to clarify, when it says that you sold your option, you basically said, hey, anyone, if this if this share price drops down to this, I'll buy those shares off you. And someone said, yep, cool. And if it doesn't happen by this time next week, then I'm just going to take a small fee because I protected you from losing money.
Yeah, I think I missed that first bit you said, but yeah, I think you got it. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, if it hits that strike price, I'll buy the shares from them if they want me to. But if it doesn't hit that strike price, I will. And the 30 days are up, I'll keep that $5.
Nice.
So I sold an Oatly put for $5 at a $1 strike, because the stock's only I think it's at $1 now. So I'm at no loss, no gain, pretty much, except for the $5 that I would have gained.
Wait, so someone paid you $5 for $1 worth of stock?
So it's all options contracts are 100 shares. So
okay,
it'll be 100 shares at $1, which is $100.
Gotcha.
Which I'm happy to. It's not much to, gamble with at the start.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. That's a win. That's money in the bank.
Yeah. Well, it's actually. I thought it was. I thought you get transferred that $5 first, but I don't think it really works like that, because what I see in my account is my account's down on the collateral, that $100. So it's like, yeah, I'll probably just get credited at the end, I'd say, if it's exercised or if the option expires. So I think that's how it works. Either way, I'll get it somehow. So yeah, but obviously, it's Oatly's $1 stock, but when you're talking other stocks, it's big business. So if you have to buy, Tesla is like $250 or something. It's like you have to buy or sell 100 shares of Tesla at $250. You know, you do the math. It's like, it's a bit of cash. So that's why I'm starting out at $1 shares. So I'm in the game though. That's the important thing, Luca. I'm in the game. I like it.
Well, keep us updated with the process, and it'd be interesting to see how that where that $5 finishes up.
It's the interesting thing for me is because I get how it works, you know, technically, but actually how it works in the brokerage platform, you know, like what I'm getting debited, credited, and all this stuff. Like I don't know how that works.
How even the algorithm works.
Even how to place the order. Like you have to learn how to use the platform. Like it can be pretty confusing. But I did it. So yeah, business and courses. Are you on any currently? I know you got the books, but so courses or any books that you're reading, or do you have any new courses that you want to do?
So I'm interested in the AI content creation courses. They do seem pretty interesting. So probably get into that a little bit.
And getting on the AI train as well.
Doing a rescuing macropods course tomorrow. It'll be like your kangaroos and wombats and whatnot, I think.
Oh, nice. Like a non-digital course. Wow.
That's well, it's over Zoom, so.
Oh. Yeah, it's all digital these days, man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's the busy season for wildlife rescue organizations. So if anyone is thinking about becoming a volunteer, either for rescue and transport or work as a carer, now is the time. If you are in Melbourne or in Australia, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So, sorry, is there like is it a limited time thing, or is it?
No. This is just the busiest time of the year.
Oh, busiest
when they get the most amount of call-ins and cases. So it's
cool.
Many hands make light work.
Getting hit by cars, hey, kangaroos.
Yeah, I think it's just this is sort of like the breedings, not the breeding, but the breeding season for many species of animals. So there's a lot of infants and juvenile animals out of nests and kind of wandering or falling out of trees and whatnot. So I think there's a lot to do with that. You know, new babes on the block.
Yeah, cool. All right. Not necessarily animals that have been hit by cars, right?
Oh, well, yeah, there still is that, but I'm not sure that the season of spring is the reason why there's more animals getting hit by cars. I think it's just that there's more baby animals wandering around. So more help is needed.
Cool. Get onto it. Yeah, man, out in the country. Clipped a couple of kangaroos. Nothing too bad, but damn, they come out of nowhere, hey. It's unfortunate. It sucks. The kangaroos getting hit, but yeah. All right.
Such is
what's
life.
This AI content course? What's the lowdown on that?
So it is. Well, I told you I joined the Real World. So they've got like an AI content creation course. Firstly, they teach you how to do content creation. One's using Adobe Premiere, and the other one's using CapCut. Adobe.
I use CapCut for the Instagram sound bites.
Cool.
It's cool. It's really good. I was actually going to tell you about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So CapCut has a free version and a paid version, and Adobe Premiere, I believe only has a paid version.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's incorporating AI into content creation, right? So
Yeah.
creating
Firstly,
videos and text and stuff.
yeah. Firstly, they teach you how to use or how to create content manually, I guess. And I haven't been through all the courses, but I've been through some of them. And then after that, somehow, I'm not sure how. Like I said, I haven't done the course, but somehow they incorporate AI into that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds
But yeah,
interesting,
I've
though.
seen some pretty cool Instagram pages that are using AI for digital art, which looks pretty cool. There's been some pretty cool images and videos coming up.
It's pretty fun, hey? Yeah. So there's this company that the Target Internet podcasts, digital marketing podcasts, recommended. They're called Lumen 5. I still haven't looked into it, but apparently it's really cool. AI generated videos and stuff from from text. You just feed in some text and come up with a video. So super cool. All these little tools. And yeah.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people talking about, I suppose, comparing AI to the internet. You know, a lot of people were reluctant to get onto it, but I think they were saying it's already almost like $1 trillion industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people are getting onto it pretty quick. And I think if you want to be in the game,
it's evolving
in the near future, it's worth getting in on it now rather than trying to catch up with everyone once it's already implemented.
It's evolving fast, yeah, and there's a lot of talk of it in the digital marketing space. It's like you've got to constantly learn this stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is also, I guess it is people trying to get ahead, but it's also a little bit of, putting the fear in people so that they do get onto it. So it does create competition. So it does move. I guess inevitably it's always going to take place because there's always someone out there looking for how to get an edge over their competitors and get ahead of the game. So it only makes sense that everyone try and keep up.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Course-wise, for myself, finished Alex Hormozy's audiobook, $100 Million Leads. Very, very practical, simple laid out book. Yeah, can very much recommend it. He talks about cold email, warm email, affiliate marketing, all those processes, tying it all together, expanding on stuff that's working, leads, getting leads. So yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna read the physical book again. So that was cool. Yeah, I want to do Mount Gudge's course next, I think. So I'll talk to you about that because you've done it. Yeah, there's a couple of I'm contemplating. I want to read a Art of Digital Marketing book, but there's some other cool diplomas and that on offer from the Digital Marketing Institute, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. But so there's probably more courses that I'm interested in. But I think for now I'll try and read $100 Million Offers when I can as well. That could probably be next on the list since I'm doing the cold email thing. So I think that's probably the highest priority for me. So you've converted me, Luca, to Hormozy stuff.
Hormozy has converted you. It's all the impressive content that he's put out. I was supposed to get my $100 Million Offers book this 2 weeks ago. No, it won't be coming. because they
Oh, yep.
lost it. So I had to get a refund, but I bought it again. So it should be back in a couple weeks. It's
Because I
actually,
don't think it's something you can get in bookstores in Australia. I had a quick look where I could
yeah,
get it. It's like it's just not. It's an Amazon thing, hey.
yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, but they got an Amazon warehouse in Australia, so yeah, interesting. You got any life hacks or skills you want to develop in near future? Sorry.
Um, yeah, did some horse riding today. So yeah, that's one of them. Getting better on the old nature's four-wheel drive. But yeah, it's beautiful working with those creatures. So I'd like to do a bit more of that. But yeah, heaps of skills, heaps of things that I want to learn. Just need time and money to do it all.
That's it, isn't it? It's about prioritizing, isn't it? We talked about in the last pod, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's on your list?
Only one thing. I changed my daily routine, I guess, like productivity routine. So I've started going to sleep later and working later and then getting up in the morning later. I'm still testing it out. So I'm getting up at around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then instead of like working till, I'll do like a 3-4 hour session in the morning and then like go for a walk or lunch or whatever. And then, usually I work till like 5 or 6 or something, or 6, maybe a little bit later, and then I just stop and have dinner. But now I'm doing like a big afternoon session where I'm going from like 2-3 o'clock to like 10 p.m. or even like the other night I went to one in the morning. And I think it's like it kind of works for me a little bit. I kind of around like evening time, 7 p.m. or whatever. I can get a lot of mental clarity, and I've heard this from other people, and it's like, yeah, I can work pretty good then, get shit done. So, yeah, I'm going to try it for a little bit longer, but I'm not sure because, it feels a bit shit getting up later, but in terms of like productivity, it could work for me. So, I'll see how it goes. I'll update you in the next podcast.
Nice.
Yeah. Any tools or services you wish to recommend or talk about?
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Sam at JB Hi-Fi. Helped me out with getting my new phone, sorted me out, got me some good deals, great customer service, loved what he was doing, really enjoyed his job, and yeah, just wanted to say a thank you. And yeah, also Simon down at Sector Storage, just been really great to meet him and working with him. And yeah, both guys are really good. And I was thinking that maybe we should even just have a segment that talks about people in the industries that they're in. Haven't run it by you, but it's just off the top of my head. Just rather than just talking about businesses, also talk about individuals that are making the businesses great. I think I'd probably just a shout out to JB just in general. When I think about it, like I've got a few friends that are from JB, and everyone that I know that works there has spent probably like a good part of their life working there, and have like moved up the ranks from working in the store on the floor to moving up into management or into offices and different roles here and there. But a lot of them, like I would love to see the stats for like staff retention.
Yeah.
I think there's some long-standing employees there, like from start to finish. I reckon they'd be probably pretty high on the list for staff retention.
Yeah. Seems like a cool company to work for.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that it draws like a certain crowd as well.
It does.
I think so. I think it draws
Yeah.
a certain crowd of people.
People that are into tech and music and stuff.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. You got to know, don't you? You got to know the tech.
Well, yeah, I mean,
about cameras and laptops and shit.
Yeah, I guess it's people that are passionate about the things that they sell in there, and it's probably more on the, I guess it'd be more on the creative side, but not necessarily. I think it's probably just more to do with the products that they sell, but they must have a very good culture because, staff are pretty loyal to the company, and they all seem to be friends with one another. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. So nice. Shout out to them.
Shout out to JB and Sector Storage. Sure.
Oh, and not to forget acquisitions.com.
Oh, of course.
My new employer. Unofficially.
Oh, they're killing it. He's giving out free shit, free courses. Just adding heaps of value to people's lives, isn't he? He's just budding entrepreneurs. We dig it. Cool. I only wanted to, I guess, briefly recommend Buzzsprout, the podcast hosting. It's just a cool, easy to use podcast hosting platform, even though it's the only one I've used, but it's cool. I don't want to, definitely don't want to leave it. The only bad thing about it is it's a little bit more expensive than other companies, but if you're after a good podcast host, Buzzsprout is where it's at. They do free soundbite creation as well, which is cool. Good statistics, multiple podcasts, but you'll have to look at the plans because there are some drawbacks on the plans, but shout out to Buzzsprout. They have good help as well, customer service, and they have heaps of cool tutorials on YouTube and stuff. So if you ever want help with your podcast, Buzzsprout is pretty cool. And there's Podbean and Libsyn. People have really recommend Libsyn. I think it was the first. I think it was the very first podcast hosting platform. I'm pretty sure. Let me know if I'm wrong, but that's OG. So cool. What do you want to achieve in the next week?
Probably get. I think I'm gonna read $100 million offers first. So I'm gonna wait till I get that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Read it in order.
If it's coming soon. It's a bummer they didn't. They stuffed it up, but
Amazon needs to step up its game. Because both sets, I don't know if it's got to do with Alex and he's just not licking those stamps quickly enough.
Maybe they just ran out and they stuffed up their quantities.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sold so many.
Don't know, but had issues with both parcels. They both took way longer than they should have.
Amazon off the ball, hey? Usually they're super fast, the few things that I've got from Amazon. But did you use Amazon Prime?
No.
I think they have this actually I didn't use them either, I think, but they have this VIP service thing. Maybe they just
What are they making
know.
the other service intentionally shit so that you get the
I don't
prime?
know. Maybe they don't want to, but maybe they dropped the ball with you, Luca. Who knows?
Well, it's not good enough.
It isn't. Amazon, please tell us why.
Send us a free gift card.
Yeah, so questions for the audience. I would say, what's a good name for a creative agency? You have any good suggestions? Let us know. Or should you be using your last name or first name in business titles? Let us know. Yeah. Luca?
What other colors should we be using in our Instagram? What should our color scheme be?
Yeah. I think we got black, grey and gold, which is kind of cool, I think, but we need another one, don't we?
And
So,
my second question is, do you want a copy of $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi, hardback? If so, leave a comment.
that is a good offer, everyone. So
Anywhere in the
snap it
world
up.
that you are.
Anywhere in the world. Cool. All right. Contact at shannonhaig.com if you want to send us an email for that. Cool, bro. We are at the end. Finally.
It's
Shit, man. It's probably like nearly 2 o'clock there, hey?
yeah, almost 2 a.m.
You're hustling, man. We're hustling.
I like it.
And I think it's mainly it takes us so long to get going, but
We'll get there.
but these pods are getting longer for better or worse. So yeah, let us know if it's good or bad. I guess another question for the audience.
I like it.
All right. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Thank you.